Hello, my friends. Awesome. We are just getting set up for our intuitive journaling and facial massage mini workshop here for you all. We're really excited to just have just a soothing moment in our day, and maybe even if you don't do the things right now, you can do them later for yourself. We're hoping for relaxation and soothing today. I'm adding Marissa.
Oh, it was great lighting earlier. I don't know. How to figure this out.
Try tapping the screen. Sometimes if you tap your face, it'll focus in on your face instead.
Oh, it just turned instead. Got
Just
it.
kidding.
I'm like, here, I'll just close the window.
Okay. Aw. Yay. I'm excited.
But hi.
Hi. Hi,
Okay.
everyone that's
We're
popping
getting
in. Listen, that's the name of the game. If anybody out there is feeling like everything's feeling a little wonky and funky, we're all just rolling with it right now. So good.
Goodness, I have perfectly set this up.
Dang, I know. Sometimes the cameras just play tricks. Hi, love. The Hue Goddess. I don't know your full name, but I really like your handle. Awesome.
Love your necklace. So beautiful.
Thank you. I threw this on last minute. I've been feeling all kinds of just kind of funky today, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tired. Awesome. Hi, Jax. Nice to meet you, love. Yeah, I have a blanket. I'm just doing all the comforting things for myself. I have a blanket on. I threw this necklace on that reminds me of my grandmother because she was dressed fabulously. And I've got my journal, and I've got you.
You're like, so.
All right.
Okay. I think we're just gonna face my bed then.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can see you great now. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is Marissa. This is Marissa Leal. She is the founder and creator of Rose Quartz Facials. And Rose Quartz Skin is her handle, obviously, if you see it here. But Marissa and I, we actually met several years ago, and she hired me for some coaching work. And then basically we just became soul sisters. I think we were always soul sisters, but for sure it got solidified that way. Mm-hmm. And then just this past year, she created Rose Quartz Skin, and she does all natural organic facials in the San Diego area. And with all of us having to kind of adapt right now, this inspiration came. We were actually planning on doing a workshop together in California next week. How sad is that? Oh,
I know. I was like, oh, next week. Don't break my heart.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, but it'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come. Yeah. And this came out of it. This came out of this whole grand shift we've needed to make. So lucky us. But welcome, Marissa. I'm glad we're doing this together.
Me too. Yeah, not the same thing. We will still work on that and
totally
more events. So
totally, yeah, it'll just be even better. That's usually how it works. It's okay, we're getting redirected, and it'll be even better. Mm-hmm. So for today, what we're doing is basically making kind of a mini workshop for you all right in the square middle of your day. Just as a way to drop in with yourself and to relax and to be empowered with some really easy self-care tools. All you need is a pen and paper for the journaling, and all you need is your hand and your face for the facial massage that Marissa's going to walk us through. And this actually came out of, I actually asked Marissa, it was last week, I woke up with some incredible jaw tension, which is par for the course right now. Just clenching my teeth, and the stress in my jaw was really noticeable. and I started massaging it. It kind of felt worse. So I'm like, let me talk to a pro. Marissa, how do I do this?
Yes. And I was like, okay, the jaw, this is my expertise. Let's go.
And I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
I have TMJ, so.
So do I. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about something that like never gets talked about. And I'm sure there's other opportunities for us to do kind of like maybe a workshop on like jaw hip connection, because they mirror each other, especially in the female body. So there's all kinds of ways we can go. But for now, we can just focus in on the journaling and facial today. Yes. Marissa, I just want to like hand the mic over to you. Is there anything like top of heart that's, I don't know, maybe a message for them or something you want to share?
I just feel like my focus for skincare is really like the pleasure in it. I think that a lot of people like want to rush through their routines, and it's very like, okay, I'm going to wash my face. Like, let me just splash water everywhere. And there's so many moments that you can make it extremely intentional. And I just want to kind of highlight those in when we're doing the massage and everything. So I'm excited to do that.
I love that. And it's cool because I must have been like in the energy of this last night, which of course, because I get these moments where I'm feeling a lot. I think it's very common for all of us, especially if you're any kind of empathic or sensitive right now, to just be like feeling a whole bunch. So last night I turned off every single light in my place, lit a candle, and I sat on a meditation cushion. And I brought my facial care, and also like some body butter that I had, and I just put it on the carpet in front of me. And I just let myself become not desensitized, but like letting my nervous system relax. And part of that was slowing down it was like, I've seen you do your tutorials and you're like, yeah, like you like press it into your skin. Like it's an indicator for relaxation that your body is safe. Mm-hmm. So I had this really profound moment last night with what it is that you teach. And it really, I mean, I slept so well after that too.
I love it. Yeah. Excited for that part of it, and I think that journaling is going to be the perfect intro, because journaling is something that I think we typically think of more as slowing down, more as taking a moment to yourself. So I do want them to be correlated.
It's perfect. This is what I would do, right? Like I sit down with my journal, write out, and then I like drop into like the body care. So this is great. Let me check in.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Denise.
Michelle's tightly clenching. Yeah, we were talking about that. Just like setting reminders to relax the jaw.
Yeah. Have you met Michelle, by the way? You all are San Diego. So planting seeds. Okay. Okay. Well, let's dive into some journaling. So for those of you that are joining live with us, grab your journal. Time-wise, just container-wise, we're going to be on for about 30 minutes. I can't actually see the clock on my phone since we're on here, so we'll just like intuitively ride that way. But yeah, our aim is about 30 minutes. So, and then I'm just going to guide you through some of the journal prompts. I have a feeling I can already kind of like feel intuitively that some other ones directly for you that's listening are going to pop through. So listen in. This will be up for at least 24 hours. So if you want to come back and like listen to the journal entries, you can do that. I'm going to try and save it to my page so that anybody could use this, because how amazing this would be to hold on to it. And we'll just dive in. So grab your journal, grab your pen. I've noticed that as I was writing these journal prompts down, they're definitely infused with the time that we're in, obviously. This is a very charged time, but it's also a very rich time. And so the only way that we're going to find the gems of the circumstances that we're in is to get quiet with ourselves. So remember that going forward, even if you're feeling a little like scattered, wonky, weird, tired, you might just be holding on to some insights that the minute you write them on the page, you don't have to be carrying them in your body and your head and your mind on your heart anymore. Sometimes just like literally getting it out on the page is relieving to your bodies, right? So Yeah. So how about we start with this one? How am I right now? Just take a moment, check in. How am I right now? It's amazing how little we actually tune in with ourselves throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So how am I right now? And then a step deeper on that question to ask yourself is, how's my heart right now? How's my heart right now? We're going to keep the windows a little spacious so you can start getting your answer down, but feel free to take them later when you have some more time to go a little bit deeper with it. And then on the same vein, but in a different light, how's my self-care been today so far? So far. How's my self-care been today? And even extending that to the past week. Because holy moly, the world just did a 180 and we have been in the thick of all that. So were you able to pull from your self-care tools when it mattered most? And if not, please be grace-filled with yourself. Please be gentle. None of us know how to do this thing right now. Literally every single human on the planet is figuring it out as we go. So for you to have unhealthy expectations of, you know, shoulding yourself, I should have done things differently, it's a bit counterproductive, and we want to just really extend that soothing, gentle energy to ourselves, because boy, can we, I mean, we could really use it. So just how's my self-care been this past week? So another question to reflect on is, what messages have I been receiving that I've been ignoring? What messages have I been getting that I've been ignoring? It's really easy to do this. It's really easy to ignore these kind of like inner knowings that we have, especially when things are so swirly. It's easy to kind of brush them off, but if ever there were a time to listen to them, it's now. So what are those? Denise, I love that. This is my self-care impromptu because hello. Yes, queen. Love that. Sometimes self-care is teamwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and if you feel called to share, it would be really interesting if you feel, you know, comfortable sharing, like, what are some of those messages that you might have been ignoring? I'm sure they're relatable. Yeah. So I'm getting a nudge and to go the intuition route here, because we're doing intuitive journaling. And what that really means for each of us is just to trust, you know, we ask these questions of ourselves, but the idea is to just let it free flow out of you. Do not please don't edit or curtail or make it sound pretty. Just move it, put it on paper, because you end up finding out different things about yourself along the way if you're just willing to be raw, unedited, authentic. Really, it's you. Don't be afraid of you on paper. Get it out and see what's there. So next question is, and we'll keep an eye on if you guys feel like sharing any messages that have come through that you've been ignoring. But how has my intuition been talking to me recently? How has my intuition been talking with me? Is it the same, or are there new gifts coming online? Marissa, I'm curious, have you experienced any shifts in intuition or openings, or has it been pretty steady?
I go through periods of time where my dreams, I feel like I'm doing a lot of spiritual work. That's come back for sure. I've had vivid dreams every single night, and just vivid imagery during the day. Like every time I close my eyes, I like get some sort of like I've put down warnings because it feels very like you have to see this, because I think that I'm able to usually to kind of turn on and off my intuition. I'm very like aware of it and try to do a lot to protect it. But it feels very just like, okay, now's not the time to really like, we just have to give you all the messages.
Okay, so that's actually been a theme that I've been hearing across intuitives and across empaths, is it is rushing through. I mean, the gates and channels have opened. There's so much creative impulsing coming through. Do that Facebook Live, write that thing down, do that piece of art, get out your coloring book, go dance that dance. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm just like, okay. But that's why if any of you follow me on Facebook, I'm working on getting that content over here on Instagram. But if you follow me on Facebook, I've been doing a lot of repeated messaging around grounding. Grounding, even with amazing inspiration coming through. If you're not grounded, it's not going to take hold. You know, we've got to be deep in our body for us to be the actual like messengers for those messages, or be the artist for that art, be the dancer for that dance. We've got to be in here. We can't be swirled around with what the news cycle is. I mean, that's not going to get us to where we need to go.
Yes. Yeah, I watched your video this morning on grounding and then did my whole normal self-care routine, which is the first day I've done it since everything. So I was just like, okay, like we're in our bodies, like we have to be, I want to teach this, like
go team go. But I also love the interconnectedness of that, because with my intuition coming through, I was literally driving and it had me pull over and do that Facebook Live.
Yes.
It was like so urgent and necessary, and it came through so fierce.
Yes, I love how you were saying it. I was like, okay, I will do these things.
It came through so fierce. But like, I mean, it's just so crucial to be grounded. I just can't stress it enough. Yeah. Even the journaling right now is a grounding exercise. It's getting you mind, body connected.
And I think a lot of it too is being flexible with your grounding, because I think I get into like, so where I've been lately is the things that I usually do to ground myself I'm finding are just really not enough. And that's been really frustrating, because I'm like, I'm literally not doing a lot during the day other than just receiving the messages. But I think I'm just underestimating the value of those messages being able to come through and me having that channeling available, you know, that it is a lot of energy that it takes to do that, even if I'm not just like standardly working or just having my same schedule.
Oh, it's super. I mean, that's a great point, how like just the adapting is really crucial right now. It just, I've had to too. I'm on a normal, I'm like four times. I'm using 4 times the amount of tools per day, all day long, than I was before all of this happened. You know? So, and I always say how self-care is a living, breathing thing. It's almost like of you, but separate from you, but it grows with you. So it evolves with you. Self-care that used to nourish me 4 years ago ain't it now. Like, it's just like, it's not it for me. So it evolves. And this is a time to let it evolve, because you're going to feel better. So a few more journal prompts. What superpowers or gifts of mine have come in real handy the last week? What gifts or superpowers of mine have come in real handy this last week? I think for me, the biggest one has been my energetic. I'm an energy intuitive, and usually those messages get really, really filtered before I go public with them. Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the response has been incredible. I mean, really relieving for people to hear what I have to say. And I don't even think it's mostly me. It's just, I get to be the vessel for it. But that has been a really huge shift, that I'm getting a lot of private messages of like, thank you. Like, this is making sense, and I haven't heard it from this perspective, and I just feel relieved hearing it. Anything for you?
A bit of the same energy, just really feeling like I can't be filtering. I haven't even wanted to filter like my imagery for my Instagram. Like, I just feel like just very like, okay, now is the time to just be 100% yourself, like just to be, say things as they are, and then be trusting that like if you need to be corrected, or if you need to like reword something, that somebody else is going to like reflect that to you, or that will come through even, you know.
Emphatic head nods.
I think
Yeah.
I'm usually terrified to be direct with people, and like I spend a lot of my time softening things. I think just because I do have a gift of like being able to sort of translate things, or making like metaphors for people, like kind of making it a little bit more digestible. But I don't think right now is the time to make things digestible for people. I feel like people want like the rawness. They're like, okay, like right now I'm hard on my sleeve, I'm here. And that's
there's something so beautiful about that. Yeah, that's something I've been really tuning into the virus itself, and rather than resisting it, just thanking it in a way, because there's so much that has opened up for me personally in the past 2 weeks. And dare I say, that's the point. You know, I think there's a lot of gifts. Everything in this world has its own kind of vibe or intentions behind it. And the virus is no different. I mean, it's part of this earth. It's part of this universe. It's part of Mother Earth trying to talk to us. She wasn't able to get our attention before now. And I do believe she's getting at least some of our attention now. I hope it's a lot more than just some, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so just a few more to round out our journaling. Tuning in, like, what is it that I feel called to share of myself in this period of time? What do I feel genuinely and authentically called to share? This might be with a family member. This might be some truth that it's just like ready to be talked about. This could be doing your own Instagram live. This could be writing an article and putting it out in the world. Or starting a blog that you've been wanting to. But what have you been called to share? And then, you know, we would be amiss to not acknowledge the anxiety and the fear energies too. It's like law of duality. Oh my goodness. Like, I've never seen it so clear. In the same way we have light and dark, sun and moon, peanut butter and jelly. Just kidding. You know, like winter and summer.
Are you paying attention?
Both exist, good and bad, good and evil, you know? But like right now, the blessings of this period of time are very, very visible. And also the hardships of this time are very, very visible. And so to honor that end of the spectrum, being curious about like what messages does the anxiety, the worry, the fear have for me? If you've been feeling those energies, what's the message in it? If you were to just get curious. This is going to be completely different for every person. So what messages does anxiety, worry, and fear have for me?
Ooh.
Ooh, someone's getting a download over there.
I'm like, okay.
Whoa. Message delivered.
You know when you're writing and it feels really general, you're like, peace and love, and also pick up the groceries. You know, like it gets like, you're like, oh God, okay.
Keeping it human.
I wrote, my body aching for me to come back. I had a moment yesterday in the grocery store and I got super fearful. I had put my hand down on the little conveyor belt and I just thought how I wasn't really being aware of what I was doing and just putting my hand somewhere, and that just like made me super upset with myself. Like I just felt really protective and just like, why aren't you paying attention, you know? And just all of this like fear just shook through my hands, like from the conveyor belt like up into my body, and I was like, you can't like do that to yourself. Like you can't just like not be in your body, especially in public, especially when you're feeling all that you're feeling, you know? So then I was just thinking like that signaling was my body telling me like, please come back, like be aware.
So sweet. I mean, our bodies are always looking out for us. So much. Michelle, that was a good question about fear. I feel like it's saying you can't do things the old way anyway. The way of life is being annihilated.
Yes.
I mean,
we both head bounce to that.
Well, yeah. I don't know why that was the response to annihilated. But...
That's annihilation.
Yeah. Michelle, clear as day.
Yes.
Clearly there's resonance, but it's coming out in giggles. Who knows? Fear, anxiety, and giggles comes out. You just never know. Yeah. But that's powerful, Michelle. Holy moly.
LOL. She feels it.
Oh, man. I mean, that is some major truth. I've been having these really amazing conversations with my dad. I live in my parents' home at the moment, and my mom is actually across the country with my other sister because she already had a trip planned, but then all of this happened. And we're just like, stay there, you're good. And then me and my dad have had some one-on-one time, and we were talking about how like there is a before this event and then there's an after this event. And right now we're kind of I said that in my Facebook Live, it's like this really funky, awkward, but also relieving suspension in between worlds. Right. And I even had a flash the other day of people looking back on this time, wishing they would have embraced it more. Because when else is society just going to stop? When is it socially acceptable to like not go into work? You know, you might be working from home, but still like there's just a lot of opportunities of this time. So yeah, there's an old way and a new way being born, and we are awkwardly right in the middle, and it's messy and it's funky and it's scary, but it's relieving. Like, it's all the things all at once. So in order to find your way through all of that, it just does feel like that every day. It's just like there's good, bad, and it's just like a lot pulling, which is why the grounding, the tethering, right? You might be bouncing, but you're not going to lose. You're not going to fall. You're not going to lose yourself. So this is why the journaling is so powerful, because you get to make sense of all that. So trust yourself as you go to do more journaling later. Trust your own intuitive guidance for what your intuitive journal prompts are. Guaranteed they're there. You just have to open the channels for them. I'd love to hear how is the journaling in like a word or two or 5, whatever. How did that land for all of you? What are you seeing? What are you getting? Yeah, journaling has been such a home base for me.
Yeah, I love the question prompts. That always really helps me, because I feel like whenever I try to do something more just free flowing, like, okay, just write on paper, it just is kind of the same energy of like all over the place, and I feel better afterwards. But I like when there's questions, I feel like you get more of that like subconscious energy of like just specific words coming through, because there is the intention already set. This was nice for me just because I felt like I'm kind of getting to see where the self-talk in my head has not been as great as it could be. Because like my first word that came up with like how I've been doing my self-care is messy, but I really feel like the fact that I've stayed with it every single day in general is not nicely described as messy. I mean, I think it's just me in survival mode and doing what I'm used to, but that's not something that I need to look at and be like, ugh, gross, you know, she's not doing enough, because
right?
I'm just not going to progress doing it that way over and over.
Or enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, messy feels like a win to me over the last week and a half. Mm-hmm. I've been right there with you. Even one of my self-care things is doing my money dates. Yeah. And yeah, it's so fun. I take my money on a date, if you haven't heard of it. But basically, I just like sit down with my money and like organize it and talk with it and do some gratitude work around it. I learned it from my friend Nicole at the Money Flow Co. But yeah, I've been watching myself kind of slip on that. And then I was at the grocery store earlier feeling more anxious because I didn't have a plan, you know, and then I'm beating myself up about overspending on food. But then I went in with the intention of buying for 2 weeks so I wouldn't have to go back. So of course I'm spending more on food, but all of a sudden I'm being really hard on myself. So had I just paused to do my money date on Sunday nights like I usually do and not walk into the week without a plan. But again, I'm not going to, you know, like
judge it. Yeah,
it's all right, because I really needed some downtime and watching some movies yesterday, and it was fun. It was what I needed. So yeah. Denise Tenay is my major money. I need a major one too. Major money catch up. Yeah, I'm with you, girl. Oh, I need to like just make it really sexy and fun. I'll probably wear this and like something fabulous and maybe a glass of wine or something. Like
just roll in your bed with some
where's the well, maybe I'll do my facial massage like right before. I'm like, okay, I'm ready now, money. That's my trick to like
some fake money and massage.
Get the coins out.
Get your gold skincare.
Make sure they're disinfected, but you know.
Yeah, barbicide, everyone.
Whatever you need to get through. All right, sister. Passing the baton your way. Let's do some magic.
I'm trying to pop up this window a little more in hopes that I somehow be a little bit more lit here.
Perfect. And thanks for being here with us live, everyone. This feels fun to have your energy here. Thanks for popping in. Oh, that's great. You got a little golden glow now.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't show my own. The wax specialist doesn't have her.
Doing our best.
Yes. Okay, so we were saying no tools. So typically for massage, I do use a massage oil. It is okay to do with nothing at all. You just want to make sure that if you're massaging with nothing, that at the very least your hands are washed, or like you can do like an energetic cleanse as well, which of course doesn't do like the germs, but just in terms of like setting the intention and just getting started. I'm just going to use a little bit of water. And what anything that you would be using for is for slip, which is just like making the glide a lot easier as you massage yourself. Just making it easier for you to do more pressure. Because if you're doing a lot of pressure and you don't have anything, you'll kind of get that like pull, like rope burn feel, and you want to minimize that. So
yeah. And when I said, Marissa, no tools, I meant like no like gua sha tools or anything like that. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure everybody's got some kind of like moisturizer
like,
or
yeah,
oil, coconut oil,
Yes,
so
you can really use anything that you have. My favorite is jojoba oil, so that's like what I was going to use today. And I wanted to talk first about just like a few basic massage motions. Just so you kind of have like a little bag of things you can pull out. Because I usually tell people like to just intuitively do whatever you feel feels good. But I feel like that is not enough sometimes, because I don't know, what are you gonna do? Just like start poking your face and be like, it feels good. I don't know, you know. So I thought it'd be good to give a few just like ones you can pull from. So
yes, please.
effleurage is my favorite type of massage, especially because it's like one of the more gentle ones. And what that is just long strokes, like so almost like you're petting yourself. And this is what you always start in professional massage with, because you're wanting to warm up your muscles, warm up your skin, and how I always say hi to your skin.
Aww.
That's why I start every facial. I always tell people I'll start with just fresh water, and I'll tell them, hi, I'm just going to go in and say hi to your skin and just place a little bit of water. And like how you see my hands are doing, I'm just placing the water on the face. I'm not really doing a massage motion. It's just kind of like gliding. Effleurage, the whole technique of it is just that you're never leaving your face. So there's always one hand on your face and you're not leaving contact. And that's why it's like longer motions and it's more of like rhythmic. Just because when you aren't leaving your face, there isn't that interruption of intention. There isn't like a, okay, what's going on? It's very safe feeling, very protective of your skin. Another one you can do is like just like light pinching. I like that. Kneading. So kneading you can do with like 2 fingers. You can do it with all of your fingers. You can do it with just the tips of your fingers, your palms. You really can use your entire hand for massage. And kneading is just like you would knead bread, like just motion and just putting more pressure. And then tapping, that's a really fun one too. You can just like you can do
that's my favorite
like tapping. Yes, it's so nice. It's so like
it's like little fairies.
Yeah.
Fairy kisses.
Fairy kisses, glitter kisses. And then also vibrating. So a lot of times when I talk about breaking up tension, what I'm doing is just actually vibrating. So I especially do that towards the end of the face. This is where a lot of times if you're massaging, energy gets built up. So I'll always sort of like press and tap and then also vibrate, which you can really do anywhere in your face. But yes. Just always doing a mix of those. So that is your little tool bag of things you can pull out. And of course, you can go beyond that and explore and make up your own things. But those are some of like the general ways to massage in professional massage that you can use on your face as well. So what I usually do is set an intention. And for today, I wanted to do an affirmation. And I wanted it to be, I embrace pleasure. And so usually I just take a deep breath, and so I'll have everyone do that with me. Sometimes I'll hold a crystal, and so today I have rose quartz with me. And then usually I say my intention into the crystal. And so I'll just close my eyes again, take another deep breath, and just say my intention. I embrace pleasure. And I'll softly open my eyes, make sure this is usually where I'd wash my hands if I hadn't already. And then just taking the water, and same thing how we were just talking about, just introducing it to your skin. And this I would just do, you can do it as a part of your routine for the massage, or if it's not in your routine, then you're just doing the water to sort of get a clean foundation. But you always want to have clean skin when you're massaging, just so that you're not rubbing in either your makeup or the day's dirt, things like that. And what cold water does, it'll actually tighten up your pores, make sure that you're not going to be like digesting anything that you're putting on your skin.
So you do cold water before you do any kind of oil?
Yeah, if you're not trying to like use it as a part of your skincare routine. Like right now we're just going to use it for massage, and I'm not trying to get the benefits of it or anything. I don't want to have like just grease on my face, so.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be easier when I wipe it off because my skin's not really going to be drinking it up right now.
Got it. Cool.
So right now I just put a few drops of the jojoba oil. Why this is my favorite is because it's the closest to our skin's natural production of oils. So really like easy on the skin and perfect for all skin types. Other oils, it's like a little more subjective of your skin type. And so for that, usually I start at the neck. And what we're doing here is we're opening up the energy flow. This is part of the lymphatic system as well, but the way we can think of it for today is just your energy flow. And you can go up and down on the neck. Everywhere for the face, we're going to want to focus more on upward motions. And when you're opening up the neck here, I'm doing my full hands, but you can do 2 fingers. You're just coming down to your back of your shoulders here. You can do fists if you'd like something a little deeper. But remember, we're always starting more soft and just kind of warming up the body.
Whenever I watch somebody do facial massage, I get so relaxed watching it.
It's amazing how relaxing it is just to watch. It's like
right?
ASMR, like when you watch all that stuff too, like you're like, oh wow.
Oh, I'm just like, go on. This is so relaxing. I'm like day makeup, so I'm not able to do it at the moment, but I will later.
But yeah, watch it later.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone else on the live here too.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what I'm doing after I opened up the neck there, my new thing lately, I've had really been trying to focus on my ears. I feel like our ears are really neglected in terms of pleasure, especially. Like, I don't know.
Right?
So what I've been doing is I'll have my fingers are like this sort of, and I'll go through and go over my ears. Whichever's comfortable. You can do like this too, like whatever. But and the other day I was doing like just pinkies too, and just gracing over really softly. And then coming and massaging a little bit in the back. And then this is when I would start to go up and start doing a little bit of that effleurage that we just learned about. And just going really soft when I'm starting. And what I was teaching Crystal the other day, this one's a really good one for sinuses or pressure in the face at all. And I just go in here, just like this, and pull out all the way to the end. And then this is where we're doing the vibrating.
Mm-hmm. Are your thumbs underneath for that, or are they off to the side?
You can go wherever it feels comfortable because everyone has like different face shapes. What I'm kind of doing is resting them here, like so they're this way. So when I do this, and then you can do your full hand, and then they're like,
yeah, they're kind of like anchoring. Yeah,
because that's a big part of massage too. You always want to be sure that you're kind of like bracing, especially if you're going to use a tool, because you're not feeling as much what's happening on your face. So like if you have a little tool or something, like if I was going here, I would be holding my face here and then using the tool, because you always want your skin to know that it's protected, not just like you're just putting a ball on your face or something. You want to like,
Oh,
so it's like a comforting thing.
Hmm.
And then usually I'll go into the forehead. So for this, I start with the fingertips, then I'm going to the palm and I'm pressing. You can do a lot of pressure here, and my palm's staying on my face all the way to the temples. And you always want to be more soft on the temples. Going in with the other hand into the temples. You can go in, do a little bit of like eyebrow massage.
Eyebrows, man. Talk about other neglected.
Yeah, my favorite for eyebrows is to pinch. So I'll go here, and then I'm softly pinch and releasing. Pinch and release. Pinch.
Oh my gosh. I can feel the tension there.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, with that, usually I start with the pressure point here. So you would press into your third eye, like that little... Close your eyes, really like breathe into it. You can do a lot of pressure, and you can do 3 seconds at a time. And then go in towards the pinching, and you just let that out.
Oh yeah, that's going in the routine for sure.
You're like, absolutely.
Oh my God, I literally feel it relaxing down here too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Another of my favorite for up towards the eyes, for the eyes, you always want to use your most gentle finger because it's really sensitive skin anywhere in the eye area. So this finger here, I go, there's 8 pressure points under your eyes. So I'll go 1, 2. And then just go into the temples. Always light on the temples, just like we were talking about. And then you can do this up at the top as well. So I'm going in. Right in the between.
Is it kind of under the brow almost?
Yeah, right in your brow bone. So like go all the way to the center, like where your brows meet kind of. And then I'm going right under.
I'm like, if we ever would have thought we'd be on a live going like this.
It got a little more interactive, you know?
It did. Yeah. I gotta embrace it. Go for it.
The other day, my eyes were hurting so bad, I just had all my fingers like this. I don't recommend that. You want to be so gentle with your eye skin.
Yeah.
This is actually tissue. It's not the same skin as like your face, so it can rip really easily. And then same with temples. A lot of people, I see them pressing super hard when there's tension in their face. You can actually give yourself a headache if you press too hard there. So you just want to be gentle and focus on your whole face, especially if you have... So when I talk about intuitive massage, a lot of times I'll tune in, okay, where is the pain? And so I think our general inclination is to go straight to the pain. Like we're like, oh, my jaw hurts. Let me do this.
That was me the other day.
My professional advice is that if there is tension building up somewhere, you do want to ignite the circulation all around the tension so that your skin can have what it needs to actually heal itself, not just like a temporary fix. Because what is this going to do is like just kind of reactivate just that area. That area is already struggling to do the work, and so you're just further inflamming it. So you're just wanting to like just warm up the skin, just like I said, opening up this is where everything is going to drain out. And that's why I always end too. So I went all the way up to the face, and then when I'm coming back down, I'm like draining all of that into the neck, out through. It goes out through right here and then down out the neck.
It's like right here.
Get swollen lymph nodes right here. We've got a lot of lymph nodes. These are most commonly swollen, which doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means you're flushing out toxins. And it's really important with massage, especially like gua sha and tools like that, that you aren't like, you don't already have a cold or some sort of like flu. It's okay if you have sinus pressure, allergies, things like that, because this helps draining. But if you have a cold or anything like that, you're already kind of same kind of thing when I said if you're going straight to the pain, your body's already fighting everything, so you don't want to overwhelm it.
Can you repeat again what you said about instead of going straight into the pain, it's like, what did you say about like the area? Like,
you want to increase circulation in the whole area.
Okay. Right. So if I have like jaw pain, I'm going to want to be like activating and opening.
Yeah. So right here, like, is already holding all of the toxins, lymph, and everything, trying to flush and protect your face from your whole face. So that's why you would massage the whole face, because anything that's kind of been stagnant, like say I'm just getting tension up here, or like there's a little like tension here, anything, you're just moving it all and then helping it all flow out.
Awesome.
And then in general too, it's like the warm up like notion that we were talking about at the beginning of, you want to like warm it up of, I just barely touched it at first, then I'm doing everything else, then I'm going in medium, then I can go to hard, because the jaw itself, you actually can do a lot of pressure. It's the strongest bone in your face, this mandible here. A lot of people too, they're like too gentle with it, but yeah. And the one I was teaching you the other day is 2 fingers here, my thumbs are braced under, and then pulling all the way out to the end, pressing in really deep and vibrating. And any massage, you always want to make sure you're breathing the whole way through, because that is a big part of it too. You have to like bring the oxygen to your skin as well.
Beautiful. Question, redness. I mean, redness definitely happens for me when I'm massaging. Is that a bad thing? Is that just normal? It's probably different for every person.
Increase circulation. If you're someone who has like rosacea or like a specific skin condition where you like don't really enjoy your face being red, the things to look for are like sometimes a lot you'll see in people's forehead like a bump, like a spotty red. That's like a superficial redness, which means you're pressing too hard, and that most likely like usually is because of tools, like when people use gua sha or things like that. Like you see a lot of people that will use gua sha at a really deep angle, like and then pull this, and then you see a lot of superficial redness, which is like more spotty. It looks more irritated. Like right now, if you look at me, I just sort of look like my blood is flowing. I don't look, it's not like spotty or like concerning really.
Okay. That's helpful.
But yeah, so redness is fine. It just be attentive to the sensitivity of your skin as well, because you shouldn't be like hurting yourself or feeling like extra tension building. You should really be breathing through it and feeling the releasing. It's the same thing of like when you feel a massage and it's actually like to the point where it's hurting and you're like, oh, it hurts so good. No, you can get to a point where it feels good without it hurting.
I think probably as a general rule for your face, doing that like deep massage is probably like not the best choice.
No, you don't need a deep tissue massage for your face. Like, and that should be left to a professional if you do feel like you need it.
Totally.
But lymphatic drainage system is actually on top of everything else deeper in your face. It's very like to the surface. So you're really gentle. Even just the padding will ignite it. It's just the deeper is more relaxing. So
awesome. Wealth of wisdom over here.
Yes, good stuff. And so usually at the end of it, I will sort of close. So I like to have, like I said, like a little crystal. And I'll sometimes if I don't want the oil on my face, I'm kind of liking the oil right now, so I'm gonna.
It looks very glowy. It's very nice.
Juice it up. But you can always get like a little just water on the washcloth and just kind of like circular motions. Take it off. I'll take another deep breath. And I'm holding my crystal. I embrace pleasure.
Always and forever.
I always kiss my crystals. You don't have to kiss your crystals.
Aw, so cute. That's so sweet. They're living. They're beings.
I'm like, that's the relationship we have, but you can ask your crystals if they want to be kissed.
That's just me and my crystals. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Oh, thanks for being here, Michelle, with us. Yeah, what a lovely combination of tools to just drop us in, connect us to ourselves, find some calm amidst the swirl. That was our wish for all of you. So, I mean, we would love to hear how this helps you. Feel free to come back to it. I'm gonna see how I can like save it so that, and hopefully you too, Marissa. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at that.
I tried to screen record it, so we will see how that worked out.
Okay, good. Yeah. And I don't know if they can be downloaded too. So anyway, on the tech side, we'll look into our options for keeping it. Michelle said I needed all that journaling and touching my face to ground. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yes. And really quick to make sure that if you're doing the massage, you drink water after. Boom. So connected.
This is so you and me. It's ridiculous. We're like honestly, like psychically always.
That's the best way to quickly just drain everything you just worked on.
Cool. No, that's a good point. I don't know that I was making a point to do that after my facial massage stuff. That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. That's why at spas they always come out with a little water.
All the secrets. I'm understanding better now. Awesome. Well, thank you, Marissa. Thanks for sharing your wisdom.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal, for having me. This was
Of course. More to come. So best place to keep in touch with you is at Instagram at Rose Quartz Skin. Okay,
yes.
Cool. So everybody at Rose Quartz Skin, and obviously you know where to find me. Just a heads up, I've released some meditations recently to help everybody like find their grounding. I've got some Facebook Lives over on my Facebook, also to help with grounding, and another Facebook Live today, also on grounding. Are you seeing a theme?
And then grounding.
And then like grounding some more, and then grounding again. So yeah, that's my core message right now, because that is where we will find our leaders emerging, is from that grounded place. And we need you all in your own leadership of your own lives and your community. All right, my loves, take good care of you. Love you. Bye, Marissa.
Bye, Crystal.